Hello friends! So far we have been working with the least expensive materials and methods possible while making sure we still can have what we need to preserve a good chance of success. We want to make it work for whatever budget you have, wherever you are. But we don't have to operate so close to the limits. Let's see if we can improve our methods without overspending. Ever since I began sowing orchid seeds at home, I've been experimenting with the formulas, with some procedures and techniques, all hoping to improve results and productivity, trying to turn experience into better technique. With greater experience, we can improve anything. Let's begin with the sowing medium. The formula I showed you in episode 5 of this series works very well. The first seedlings I ever took out of a jar germinated and grew on that media, and now, 4 months later, they're doing fine, shooting out new roots and leaves. The ingredients in the formula bring it down to around ideal pH values. Germination is usually very good, but we can do better than that. When we mix all those veggies in the blender and then use that straight into the medium mix, we're including all of the bagasse. That means the plant cell walls that are made of cellulose and other materials which will not dissolve in water. But with time, this bagasse tends to darken and oxidize in a process called phenolization. Some of the plants won't be bothered by that, but most will not grow or germinate well in this oxidized medium. So, I came up with an interesting method to help us separate the solid parts from the liquids and the water solubles, which are all that we're interested in. We start out the same way, choosing some 4 to 6 different fruits and vegetables. Bananas, tomatoes, chayote, carrots, corn, watermelon, avocado, coconut water. There are many options. Avoid coconut water from a box unless you check it has no additions of acid preservatives and is 100% pure. After thoroughly blending, put it in ice cube forms and take it to the freezer until frozen solid. As the ice crystals form, they shred the cell walls and help make all those water solubles more available. Put some cubes on a kitchen strainer and allow them to thaw out very slowly. You can speed it up a bit in the microwave, but avoid touching or pressing the cubes. See? How cool is this? That's a great way to separate the water and the dissolved nutrients from the rest of the bagasse, and that will make your sowing medium much more effective. Another thing that can be improved without hurting your pocket is the glove box. I still use the same box that I built here 2 years ago, but I did make a few changes. First of all, I took out the MDF base. As we continuously spray the box with water and bleach for disinfection, the moisture ends up reaching between the MDF and the foam base. Molds and fungi begin to grow and thrive. That is just what you don't want to have inside your work area. The fact of the matter is that the wooden base is unnecessary and we can work very well without it. So off it went. As another measure to make cleaning easy, I lined the bottom slab with this plastic sheet I got from a dog feed bag, and it is now easy to wipe and clean with bleach. On the front side of the box, I added a slab of MDF with the right holes for the gloves. The foam is a very soft material, and with usage and frequent arm movement, the holes grow large and the gloves grow loose, allowing air from the outside in. The hard material add-on solved the problem. Also about the box. The normal gloves, the ones used for gardening or home cleaning, are not very resistant to the chlorine we use to disinfect them. Before too long, they end up torn or punctured. So before using the glove box, check the gloves. And if you find any breaches, change the faulty glove before using. These ones, on the other hand, will last you a lifetime. They are made of very resistant materials. And remember, if you're willing to spend a little bit more, you can make your glove box out of a wide range of even longer lasting materials like glass, acrylic, polycarbonate. If it can resist disinfection and keeps the air inside, your imagination is the limit. If your plan is doing only a few sowing procedures, then you can reuse any food jar like the ones I showed you in episode 5. But if you're really diving deep into in vitro propagation, you will be much better off using jars with plastic lids, bisphenol-free polypropylene. They are much more resistant, they can handle being autoclaved many times, you can reuse them a good number of times. The lids made out of metal will rust very quickly because we spray them with bleach, and bleach is really bad for metals. Check how these stainless steel forceps have been eaten by the chlorine in the bleach. That's why you must wash them very well with plenty of fresh water right after using them. Same thing with any other metal tool that the bleach gets to. Also on episode 5, I showed you how to use steel wool in the pressure cooker under the jars to avoid cracking jars due to high heat when the glass is touching the bottom of the pressure cooker. But the common type of steel wool that I showed you will be good for using once and no more. It rusts in the first time we use it and ends up being a little messy. So if you plan on sowing many jars, then it's really worth buying wool made of stainless steel, which are more expensive but will last forever. As I've been gaining more experience, I have noticed that perhaps the single most important factor to preserve the health of your plants in the jars is the quality of the atmosphere inside. The Plant Propagator has a video in his channel showing how to make vented jars with a cotton ball and a hole in the lid. That will safely allow some air renewal. I have come up with a different method though. I have been doing gas changes every 3 months with surprisingly good results. But this is going to be the topic for an upcoming video. We're also soon going to talk about a very delicate but rewarding part of the process, deflasking the baby plants. Give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the series and subscribe to become part of our community.